I'm out here trying to put together this saw. I'm really I'm really excited about this saw, but I am terrified of putting it together wrong. So it's one of those ones that comes down and goes zzz. I'm pretty sure I haven't got it aligned straight, but I'm sure that will all come in time. But I've got an instruction manual that has loads and loads of illustrations as well as words. I'm just working my way through it little bit by bit, hoping that I'm doing it right, and then going back and double checking that everything makes sense as I go. So I've put this bit into here, put something somewhere else as well. Not really. Oh, I've put a bit on the end here. I'm on step maybe 10 of about 40 steps. Let's have a look. It's oh no, it's 64 steps. So I'm not going to show you all of them. I just wanted to share how excited I am to be doing this. But it's a very bright sunny day. I've got this on not because it's a fashion statement, but because I'm trying to stop the sun from burning my shoulders, and I think I might have to do this in several parts because it's so warm. It's lovely. So yeah, I'm not great with following instructions because it says put the something on the something, and I don't know what either of those somethings are. Anyone who's put one of these together is probably shouting at me to just get on with it, but I do want to do it right. And new toys, new things and pieces of equipment to learn about, I find really exciting, but I do want to get it right the first time. So next I need to do that. This. Apparently when I put this on here, I'm going to push it on and it will go click. Or not. Ah! It clicked. Hooray! That is the noise I wanted it to make. Lovely. The instructions almost make it look like they need to come out, these lugs need to come out further than they are, but there's no way for them to come out any further. Perhaps I'm just panicking that I don't want this flying off while I'm using it. It's interesting because they call various bits different things, and I'm still not entirely familiar with what they are. Well, look at that. That actually lines up with this. It looks like I've done that bit right. Okay, so the next thing is what a look at a handle with a screwy bit in it. It's using terminology I'm not familiar with at all, so although I'm looking for two parts to fit together, I don't know what they look like, and I don't even know what they do. Perhaps I need to go back and look at the pictures of all the parts once again. I'll come back in a while. So here we go for day 2. And I'm really pleased I left off where I did the other day, because I then went back and read the manual a little more carefully, and the piece that I couldn't get to fit in there doesn't go in there. The piece that did fit in there does go in there. So now I can get the power cable support in place, and it says to leave it a little with a bit of flex. Let's just check how much I need. I'm really trying to do this carefully so that I don't have to redo it. So following the instructions, it goes like this. Okay, superb. That clips onto there, that goes on there. I've got a screw just here which goes in there, and that all becomes a much simpler process than when I was trying to put this extra piece in there. It wouldn't sit flat, and what this is actually for is it's a cable tidy, so that we can tidy it up afterwards. Now that's feeling pretty good. Raise and lower. I need to raise and lower the cutting head several times to check that the table doesn't become entangled. Well, you know, I would if I knew how to do that. Apparently I need to check it that way. Yep, that's fine. And then, am I checking it that way? I actually don't know how to lift this up. There is something quite marvellous about not knowing machinery at all. So, how do we think that happens? It says raise and lower it. But I actually don't know how to do that. Raise and lower the cutting heads. Gonna have to look that up as well. Am I just really incredibly dim? Yeah, maybe I am actually. Next lot of instructions is unlatching and raising the cutting head. To release the cutting head from the locked down position, gently press on the cutting head handle. Pull out the head latch pin and allow it to rise to its upper position. So what did I have to move? The latching pin. Let's find out where the latching pin is. I'm not even seeing anything listed as the latching pin. So here somewhere. Why do I feel so dim all the time? It's here. Is this it? Press that down. Pull out the latching pin. Look, it's so easy when you try. So the next thing I have to do is raise and lower this. It's just taken me 5 minutes to work out how to do that, but you press down a little bit, pull out this latching pin and check that this doesn't get entangled in anything. I actually want this to be going underneath that. That's for sure. So the next bit is installing the blade, which I'm quite excited about. So I'm going to read this. Ensure the cutting head is in its upper position. Yes. Press the lower blade guard locking trigger. So the next part of this is to put the blade on, and it says to make sure that I've got the arrows on the blade going in the same direction as the arrow on the body here. It says lock it fairly tight, but not so tight that I don't think I've done this right because the blade is impeded. This should come down again when we stop using it. That should automatically drop back down, and it's not. It's rubbing on the blade. Okay, so now when I go to use it, that's brilliant. It's going to cut, and it comes back, and it's going to cut, and it's on. So maybe that was just, I haven't clicked it quite far enough in. It's all learning stuff, and I am really pleased to be able to learn it. It won't let me tighten it up any further than that. And now it is always worth double checking over bits like this over and over again, particularly with something like a blade, because the last thing I want is to be using it and it come spinning off at, you know, several hundred or thousand revolutions a minute, with a blade whirring at me. So I'm now really happy that when I stop cutting, that falls back into place. Hooray. I am slow at things like this, but in the end I'd rather take my time and do it correctly than go, yeah, I know what I'm doing, throw it together and there'd be some horrible accident. So, got the blade on. Okay, so it says that it has loads of different adjustments you can do with it. I'm going to start by just using it straight, as far as I can tell. I'm really happy. It says that we need to check that this is sitting evenly in there, which I feel it is. It's set to a 45-degree angle at the moment, and I want to be making straight cuts, so I need to move this around so that it's on the 0 point here rather than round here, so I need to move it round. So the next thing is to learn how to do that. So I'm going to undo that. Does that make any difference? It's a good job we've got the instructions, because I feel really like I have no idea what I'm doing. Sometimes I wish things like this were just more obvious to me. There are bits that can be turned, there are various different tools that can be moved, and I actually have no idea. Did you see that? I have managed to move it around. Hooray! Okay, so what I'm not 100% sure about is whether that goes on the 0 like that, whether that is an absolutely straight, complete right angle. How do I tell? How do I tell if that's a total right angle? I'll take something that is a right angle and put it against it, I guess. Well, that looks like a right angle on that side. I've done it. I have done it. So to move this, there's a release mechanism underneath here. There's a sort of trigger that you squeeze here, and that allowed me to move this round. Can I remember what this one is for? Probably not. I'll tighten it. That seems like a smart move. Yeah, so I had to loosen this and do the trigger, and that stopped it. That allowed me to move it around. This one, I remember, allows me to slide it backwards and forwards for depending on how big my piece of wood is. And I'm probably going to be doing huge pieces of wood to start with, so I'll have it there. So the next bit is to work out how to do this dust extractor thing. Well, that's made my day. I've gone from feeling quite dim and a bit despondent about not being able to put this together to ta-da! I'm going to pause while I work out how to get the dust extracting bag on there. Okay, it's all set up. I've got the dust bag on it, which you can only have on when you're cutting wood. Well, that's fine, I'm cutting wood. It doesn't have any nails in it, so you can't use it when it's got any metal parts that you're cutting. It's switched on. I'm going to give you a quick demo that it is working, and then I will get some wood and I will start making something. To say I'm excited just doesn't cover it. I'm going to go and get some safety goggles and some gloves.